Let's take a look at some of those dismissals, and the first one I'm going to talk about, the two important ones in Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, shouldering arms to a delivery that they probably should have been playing at. I can't remember the last time I saw two top order batsmen getting out in that fashion. What do you think could be a reason? Because I think you could explain to us technically. Sometime I believe batsmen look at the grip or the hand, and then they are deceived because they expect the ball to be going out, but it comes in. Or sometimes it's just instinct. What do you think went wrong in that case?
I think it was error of judgment because they were consistently bowling around the off stump, and the ball was going straight. Both these deliveries nip back in. But I think one of the essentials of batting in England is to be playing the ball as late as possible, which means that you do not reach out for the ball. Do not, you wait for the ball to come, and for that you need to have your bat up in the air, not up in the air, but down, and then at the last moment you can lift it up to let it go. So with both the batters, you can see, Shubman Gill had his bat up in the air, and so there was no chance for him to bring it down when the ball nipped back in. Similarly, with Cheteshwar Pujara, he didn't quite have the bat up in the air, he was up there. And that was, he thought the ball's going to go, miss the stumps, nip back in and hit the top of the off stump. So with Shubman Gill, one can understand for the simple reason, he's relatively new to English cricket, playing in England conditions. Pujara has been playing, and he knows more than anything else that, that you need to sort of, keep your bat as close to the ground as possible. So those were two sort of errors of judgment and maybe slight errors in technique as well.
Okay, let's get to the other big wicket, that of Virat Kohli. I mean, the two ways of looking at it. Could he have done anything, or was that delivery just too good?
He could have done. Yeah. He could have, because you see, again, over here, the commitment was onto the front foot. You look at where the ball has pitched. The ball has not got off from a length. It has got up, but the ball's out there, which meant that going here to play a ball down there instead of going back, you've not given yourself any chance. So you're looking to play the ball. What I've been saying is, look, you're reaching for the ball. You reach for the ball in England. You do it on good pitches. When you're batting 150, 160, then you can reach out because you know what is happening. When you're beginning, you've got to try and play it as late as possible. So if he had been on the back foot, he might have had the opportunity, because there is this distance, from where he plays on the front foot and where he plays if you go on the back foot. So this much distance gives your eyes the chance to either drop the ball. If he had got it out here, that would have been impossible. Here, tough, but he could have, if he had not been on the front foot, he could have avoided it.
I'm just going to add to that. As Sunny Bhai says, tough, but then Test cricket is supposed to be tough, right? That's what we call it, Test cricket. That's why you get such kind of deliveries, you get such tough conditions. That's why you see that the best batsmen then find a way to play those tough deliveries or tough situations and then come out on top. Okay, another delivery, which was a peach of the delivery. I don't know, for me, the ball of the day, that Nathan Lyon delivery, saw that drift there, pitches, grips. Could Jadeja have done something different?
He could have not been looking at,
committing
his score. 48. Looking to play at the delivery to get 2 runs or maybe a single. This is one of the reasons I do believe that, at the test level, you keep a fair idea what your score is, but not exactly how many you are. Because then if you're 44, 46, you're looking to play those shots to get to a half century and raise your bat, acknowledge it. It's great fun. It's a great achievement to score a 50 and 100. So even again, when you're 94, 95, you try and play a shot which you wouldn't have played if you knew that you were on, 94, 98. But because you wouldn't have played if you didn't know. If you were on 94, you would leave the ball. But there you're in a rush to get to that landmark, 100 or 50. And it was again a good delivery, but again you see where he's pushed out at the delivery, and so he's got out.
Okay, Rohit Sharma. Let's take a closer look at Rohit Sharma. He wasn't in great form in the IPL, but we expected that Test cricket, because he's been doing well in the whites. We expected him to be better. Did you see any sort of residue of T20 cricket in the time that he spent there? Played a few attacking strokes as well.
Well, when he started, it was quite refreshing to see when he was playing. Those drives that his foot was, normally he takes a couple of overs before his foot starts to move, the front foot starts to move towards the ball. But in this instance, it was moving. But when he got out, he again got stuck in the crease and then looked to play across the line and got out elbowed.
Okay. Overall, there was one, big debate about what should India have done had they won the toss. At that time, I think you were also of the opinion that, batting first could have been the right way, because that's what teams do. That's a more aggressive approach. But I, as a fan, just the way I saw India batting perform day, I don't know whether they had batted first on that overcast conditions. Day one could have been 70 for 5. I don't know now how to look back at that decision of the toss.
Well, I think that happened. Clearly, the conditions decided the decision. And to an extent, you could say that the Indian team had picked the 11, looking at the pitch, and not what was going to happen over 2, 3, and 4. So yes, they could have been in trouble, but then the Australians had to bowl as well as they did today. Maybe they wouldn't have done it. So these are all the ifs and buts of cricket. The decision has been made. We are now end of day 2. I think we need to show a lot more gumption, a lot more determination, make it difficult for these last 5 wickets to go. Maybe, add as many runs as possible, try and delay it, and then try and get at the Australians very quickly and maybe dismiss them for not too many.
That was going to be my next question. Where the test match stands right now, 300 and plus, you're trailing with just 5 wickets in hand. All is lost, or do you see a way back?
Never. In cricket, nothing is lost, because at the end of the day, this is what Test cricket is all about. This is why it's called the ultimate test, and this one is an ultimate test of how you can spring back. You're down, but how you can get up and attack the opposition. So many times we've seen situations where in tennis and all that, the match looks lost. People have been on match point, they've gone on to win the match. So I think that is exactly what the Indian team has to start thinking. Yes, it's not been great, we've not had a great 2 days, but the next 3 days could be ours.
I'm going to go back to Indian bowling now. Didn't have a great day 1. Great day 2 seemed to be much better because you got those 7 wickets. And I think in the situation that they were, that is the best that they could have hoped for. 450, 460, and they got those deliveries. What do you think that the Indian bowlers did right today, which was lacking in day 1?
I think the length was completely different. Mind you, first session yesterday, both Siraj and Shami were fantastic, terrific. They caused problems. They didn't get wickets because sometimes luck is in such a situation where the ball play, the players play and miss, and the ball goes anywhere. For example, Kohli, when he got off the mark today, the inside edge, on another day when he was in bad form or not getting runs the past 2 years, it could have been on the stumps. He could have been out.
Yeah.
This time, with a bit of luck, it went from So luck plays an important part at the start of your innings, definitely. And so the luck was in Australia's favour. They managed to survive. They lost only 2 wickets at lunchtime. When a team is asked to bat first, you expect that it should be about 4 wickets down, 3 to 4 wickets down for maybe 60 or 70.
One word on Ajinkya Rahane making a comeback into Test cricket, but has he looked the best of the lot as far as Indian batters are concerned?
Well, the way Shubman Gill was batting, he looked terrific. Those couple of drives that he played, fantastic. So he looked very good as well. Good touch, one error of judgment, and he was dismissed. But yes, Ajinkya Rahane has shown a great deal of concentration, determination, and he obviously wants. He's got this chance, to come back into the Indian team, and he's looking to grab it with both hands, and hopefully he'll be able to score the runs that will take him to 5,000 runs. I think when he started the innings, he was 69 short of 5,000 runs. I hope it not only gets to that 5,000 runs, but much more, which will mean that India will get close to the Australian total.
All right, Sunil Gavaskar, thank you so much for speaking to us. We're coming to you live and exclusive from the Oval Cricket Ground.